I named this episode 4 days later because usually that's how they approach the massacre
Mm-hmm.
post because god damn,
I saw
Wednesday.
that title and I figured that once I read, yeah.
4 days later, yeah. This is like post-apocalypse because I don't think I don't even have to think. We've never had a week just that awful. Like as far as just hooks and just bad games and everything else, like we that is easily the worst week that Taylor the Faded has ever had. But
Man.
the thing that gives me comfort is that we were not the only gamblers, handicappers, whatever you want to label us as that had it, but like everyone sucked that week. It was bad.
Zero comfort. Zero comfort.
No,
We gotta.
Sometimes being a hater is good enough to feel better. Sometimes it's not. I like to throw it out there.
It was like we were going up the hill, right? Like the first game was trending, and then it just got different.
And then the rest of the games happened. Yes, it was terrible. But as always, man, we understand that gambling. That's exactly why it's called what it's called. It's a gamble, my guy. As you show me a sure bet, and I'll show you a fool. So it's just that simple.
I totally understand pictures, or it didn't happen. We could have supplied them, but we chose not to. But yesterday was better. Yesterday gave me confidence going into the day. I hit 2 out of 3 parlays yesterday. The only thing I didn't get was a James Conner touchdown, and I had one where I did all 3 of them together, and that was 40-1. But that was the only thing that stopped it from happening.
And like you said, I know pictures are preferred, but I'll just run through my touchdowns yesterday. I had Trey McBride for a touchdown.
That finally happened.
Yes. I had Marvin Mims for a touchdown. He actually scored 2. I had Joe Burrow throwing 3 touchdowns straight. That cashed. And I had a parlay of Cortland Sutton, T. Higgins, and Ladd McConkey that hit, and that was and of course I played all 3 straight as well. So we still know what we're doing, y'all. Like, pipe the fuck down. We're okay. But hey, man, bad days happen. And Christmas and the day after was each of those. But ball up top. It is what it is, man. Let's get to it. All right. So I'll preface all picks this week with this, right? Every team doesn't have something to play for. We had a very weird portion of the season where you'll get different rotations and different substitutions and so on and so forth. We had a very strange part of the year with that. So with that being said, touchdowns are a little weirder now because you don't know who's going to be getting the snaps and so on and so forth.
I mean, it is not a coincidence that all my I typically don't, maybe 1 out of 3-4 tickets might have a touchdown in one of them, but ain't no way in hell I was going to do touchdowns today.
And this is where I will either.
But you typically are the touchdown
or I'll
guy,
shine.
So
and I like that flow that we have.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'll start it off. This is my regular every single week favorite running back spot touchdown ticket. These are my 5 favorite running back spots. I don't see a reason why, especially with
they all look great.
Anthony Richardson's not playing in that Indianapolis game. And everything else about this ticket just feels good. Like I don't see. Of course, again, this is gambling, and everything that can go wrong will go wrong. But I like this ticket. I like it as just a. Now the good thing is with some of these, like James Cook, I played straight at 120. Josh Jacobs, I played straight at 155. I am fighting with Bucky Irving at 170. That is. Especially with Rachaad White there. So I probably will only play those 2 straight out of this ticket, but I did play a couple of straights out of here. Normally in this running back ticket, I don't do straights, but I felt like value-wise, there was especially at 120 with James Cook, I liked his value there.
If anybody is like just looking to kind of, like you said, they all look good, but if you just wanted to do a Saquon, what's his name?
You figure Saquon, Josh, and
The
Jonathan
Jonathan
Taylor.
Taylor one.
Yep.
That'd probably round out the play. That would definitely at least be +1 something.
Yeah. If you wanted to go a little safer, you could definitely drop Bucky and James Cook off and feel better about Josh, John, and Saquon. So yeah.
Right. And the main reason, like, I expect Buffalo to have rushing touchdowns, but it could very easily be Josh Allen.
And it's so funny because look at this. This is to play off of that first ticket, a 2-touchdown ticket.
Yeah.
I picked my 3 favorite 1-touchdown spots for 2 touchdowns, as Ty just alluded to when we trimmed the fat with James Cook and Bucky Irvin being off. Saquon for 2, Jonathan Taylor for 2, Josh Jacobs for 2 comes at about 61 to 1. For every $1, you will get $61.01. Yeah, as Ty likes to say, that's a long walk for 4 quarters, bro.
Long walk for 4 quarters, man. Bro. Like, again, if we're using the $10 principle, like, I would put $3 on each of these individually and then $1 on the parlay.
I mean, those are my 3 favorite spots. Of course, if you see something different, you want to do all 5 for 2, you feeling froggy, I don't know what that would come out to. That would probably be crazy if that hit.
That would be 300. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I like the running backs this week. Running backs are, even when you have a bunch of backups and so on and so forth, running backs are always just a safer way to go with touchdowns. I'm not done with running backs, but it's Ty's turn. Let's talk about it, Ty.
Yeah. Michael Penix had a decent game last week. Raiders pass D is better than what he's going to face from last week. So I'm not really expecting to plus, once you get game film on a rook,
it's a wrap from there, yeah.
Things, especially when you're talking about the 4th ranked pass defense. So they should be able to put the clamps on him to some degree. Jaden Daniels, he's good for at least a handful of just moon balls that just somebody catches. So
yeah, Terry back there somewhere. Fuck it.
Right. Yeah, and he does it always. And last week he did it with Zacchaeus too. So
yeah,
nobody's safe. And the Falcons pass defense ain't really nothing to write home about. So you can't see it because of the logo, but I think it was 309 or something like that. Like, it's not hiding a lot. Like, basically it's 3 to 1.
Yeah, it's 309. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
I believe I got that exactly right. Wow. So this is a good one. You could always do more, you could do less, but these 3 at 3 to 1, so good.
Yeah, no, I like this. Definitely tailed this early. Ty, you got another one. Your next joint is crazy, but I'm gonna continue with my theme of liking running backs this week. And these are all higher odds running backs, but they are the starting RBs on the depth chart for these teams this week. Alexander Mattison for the Raiders, Tyrone Tracy, who scored 2 touchdowns last week, Tajay Spears, who has scored touchdowns in each of the last 2 games. Ask me how I know. And Alexander Mattison, who is the clear lead back, although he does share snaps with Amir Abdullah. I just like this ticket at these odds. Like, I played all of them straight. Like I said, they're the lead backs for their teams this week. Mm-hmm. And in Tajay Spears and Tyrone Tracy's case, there really isn't a whole lot of competition for snaps. Like, they are the clear number 1 back in that situation. Madison does have Amir Abdullah, and they have another back that they give some snaps to too. Again, this is a value thing. When you get top tier running backs at these numbers on a week in games where, it's not really 2 great teams going at each other. I think that the Colts are the only team that has anything to play for out of this 6-pack of teams that's playing in this game. So I like this one here. Like I said, I'm trying to be a little safer with the touchdown picks because of the fact that
one of the real important things to know about that Titans game is that it's supposed to be just a soaker in terms of the rain. So It'll
Running
definitely
backs.
be run heavy. Yeah.
Running backs. Yeah.
Who was it that you had the 2 touchdowns with? Oh, Josh Jacobs. I'm
Yeah.
because if I want to do it now just to get it out the
Oh
way.
yeah, it was Jacob, Saquon, and Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. What was it when you got it?
I got it at 61.
Wow, that joint is at 68.9 now.
Oh, so I'm about to cash out and rebet that. Hey, that's what that sound like. That's what that sound like.
Dude.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna get to your second one in a high second tie, but I want to get my favorites out right here. This is the ticket of my favorite touchdown spots, whether it be wide receiver, quarterback, running back, whatever. These are just my 3 favorite spots, my 4 favorite spots, I should say. I like Josh Allen for any time, just because that's always a really good bet. Yes, I like Garrett Wilson for a touchdown this week because I always like wide receivers in weeks where they talked about not getting the ball the following week. It's almost kind of like a easy pick, but I'll go for the low hanging fruit in this particular situation. So I got Garrett Wilson as one of my favorites. Brian Thomas, because he is clearly the best receiver on that roster, and no matter who's the quarterback, they find a way to throw him the rock. Brian Thomas is a solid receiver, even when Mac Jones is throwing him the ball, which is kind of crazy because he scored last week and had about a lot of catches, and like he went off last week, and Mac Jones was the quarterback. Like he's making Mac Jones look good. I'm gonna just ride this Brian Thomas wave, and Mike Evans because he owes me one. Because goddamn, Mike, like how did you not? I'll admit that last one is just about the Carolina matchup, and
yeah, because you could just do the single game with Josh and Garrett Wilson, and that's 5-1.
Right.
You know, I don't want anybody to ignore that. Like,
and this is why me and Ty rock out because by the way, I was about to tell you, I played each of these individually. When I played the SGP straight. Separate from it, and then I played each one straight. So. Yeah, this is a $20 bet for me. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'll put $20 total into this. But I won't even tell you what I'll get if it all cashes. It'll be a lot of $20. But,
you go.
So that'll be that. But on to Ty's next ticket.
Yeah. I don't really expect anything from the Saints. Like, it's really hard to at this point. Like, Kamara... David Carr, like they it's like 1, 2, 3 Cancun. No, ranked 28th.
They weren't good when they were healthy.
Right. Aiden O'Connell has been around 220, 225 the last 2-3 weeks when he's healthy, and Brock Bowers got superstar written all over him. You could even add a Raiders W to this to get it over 5 if that was your goal, but
right.
Yeah, they do a running back by committee over in New Orleans, and he's never gotten 49 yards rushing in any game. Watch today would be the match.
All right, I love that logic. He's never nigga at all anywhere. Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Last month, I usually go back 4 weeks because anything more than that, just they were different teams back then, so don't really have a lot of value to them.
Right. And you trying to rock out with the trend. I got you. All right, really quick. My obligatory tight end ticket, because I love a tight end ticket. I'm
today years old when I've seen the name Payne Durham. I've never heard this motherfucker before.
Well, he's been the second string tight end for Tampa for the majority of the year. And if you know, Cade Otton has been cooking, but Cade Otton is hurt. And one thing Baker's going to do is Baker going to find his tight end, particularly no matter who it is, especially with the way he's winging that ball. He only has Evans. He doesn't really, and that's why Otton was such a busy guy. Payne Durham's a little younger. I like the kid. He's due. This is his 3rd game as the starter. His catches have increased his targets, I should say, have increased each of the 2 games. Again, Carolina's not great. They're not terrible, but they're not great. yeah, I like the spot for a tight end touchdown. Brock Bowers goes without saying. He didn't score last week, but we just going. It's going to happen, and the Saints stink. So yeah, I like Brock Bowers right here, and Tucker Kraft. No Christian Watson, so the game plan will be a little different because he's the top guy for that offense.
Mhm.
So you might see a little more underneath, particularly in the red zone. Josh Jacobs is an absolute monster. So they will be keying on him. I like Tucker Kraft and play action in that deep red zone. I just like the spots for all these guys right here. So that's kind of my overarching logic there.
Just because you mentioned that game, I was curious. So if I look weird on the screen, it's because I'm looking at stats.
No worries.
Vikings are 30th against the pass, and they are second against the run.
See? That's kind of where it's at right there. Okay, we already did that one. Oh man, are you telling me that I didn't upload the last one? All right, well, give me 2 seconds, and while we're doing that, I'll give you this because these are my two favorite games of the slate. I like these games, and this is not something. Again, Ty likes to laugh when I say this. Not obligatory in any way, shape, or form. Please do not feel obligated to tell this. But
that is mighty benevolent of you to give us the
give y'all the option and shit. Yeah. Like, you know, I think I'm a diplomatic motherfucker. I told you that.
Always have been.
I just these spots just all make sense to me, and I use my bonus on it, and or my profit boost, I should say. I use that on here because I like Aaron Jones against his former team. That's just one of those things that I always like to tail on. Jettas is just Jettas, man, and he's been cooking the last couple of weeks too. So
he's very good.
It's just
hard to ignore. Like, you know, Sam Darnold would be a goddamn idiot to not throw him the ball when he's that open, that big, and that fast. So
right.
And Sam's been hitting, man. Like, you know, this season's been a lot worse for Sam Darnold. At minimum, somebody's gonna pay him if it's not the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing you are 100% correct about. And Josh Jacobs is just Josh Jacobs right now. He's on that. He's just a tier below that Derrick Henry and Saquon level. Like he's not quite, but that young man be cooking. Bijan is all the Falcons got until they know what they got from Penix. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week. Something like that. I don't know. It was at least 2. And the kid's really fucking good. Brian Robinson runs like he hates everybody, and that shit is entertaining and wonderful to watch. And I like him against the Falcons defense. Of course, as you can see, you play each of these as the individual SGP, and then you put them together, you know, like this. Again, if you even care. But that's that one I threw on there. Well, this is the one I want, like. Ty went crazy. Y'all can't see that because of the logo, but that's plus 1812, I think it is 1811.
Yeah. Well,
you gotta talk to me about this one, Ty. I'm gonna let you go off on this because this
one I didn't show that is even crazy. So okay, if nothing else, Okonkwo gets targets. I believe he's gotten over 7 the last 3 weeks. So 4 receptions for 40 yards. Him catching that in the course of 4 quarters of a soaker is not beyond the realm of possibility. I have an individual one where I took him at under, I think, 22.5 or maybe 21.5. And that one, just that alone, is 12-1. Last time they played, the score was 10-6. So, and it was it might have been with the same quarterback. I don't remember. I just remember 10-6. So I don't really have high expectations. I mean, we talked about it earlier. You show me data, and if I choose not to use it, then that's on me. But give me a game that just went to 16, I'm not really expecting them to blow the doors off in terms of scoring. Now, it's not impossible. They all getting paid.
But, and they're professionals as well.
All those things. but they have no reason to care other than personal pride, which you may have or you may not this week. So
right.
And it's just inherently one of those things about me that I bet on unders because I don't really expect much from people. So
yeah, no.
There you go.
Cynical. That wasn't that your handle at one point. Cynical Tide. Yeah, Cynical Tide still your handle over there. Yeah, so I get that. And as someone who's been your friend for a long time, we share a lot of those cynical views. So I got it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do a recap here. We're gonna go RB 5-pack right here with Saquon, John, James Cook, Bucky Irvin, and Josh Jacobs. Again, you can water this down to just Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, and Josh Jacobs. I think I'm actually I think I'm actually going to do that. That way, if it hits, I can post it, and then because we said it here, and if we said it, you should have did it. 2 touchdown parlay pack here. I like this. I don't know. I like them all. I wouldn't have put them in, but I like this one.
I like live tail that one. So
yeah,
that's how much I like that one. I don't typically do that.
Yeah, indeed. It takes a lot to move us in the immediate moment. Like, no, I don't want to forget that shit because I'm gonna be mad if that hit. Yeah, it's one of those.
The odds were at the perfect time. So
God damn, I gotta hurry up and get off so I can cash that shit out and flip it because that's crazy. Yeah. Ty does not believe in Michael Penix as of yet. As of yet,
last week or 2 weeks ago, I made some bread off of Anthony Richardson only having 120 yards passing, and they beat the doors off of that team. So
right.
That I don't believe in him. I just don't think that he'll throw the ball a lot. Even if they could win and he could have under 202.
He doesn't believe in this number. Okay, we won't make it about him. We'll make it about the number.
Yeah. He
doesn't believe in the number.
No,
which is fair because I would agree. Running backs, more running backs. Madison, Tracy, and Spears. Like I said, all RB1s, all going to get the touches and the opportunities here.
They should. They definitely should.
It trends that they should. Yes, absolutely.
Carries, you blame coaching. There's a reason why they suck. These teams.
Yeah, indeed. But that is a little over 11-1 if you just decide to throw $3 on it just to see what happens. I think I might have did a total of like $6 or $7 on that bet altogether. Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. This is my favorite spot. All my favorites to score in the spots that they are in. Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson. That is a SGP at 5-1. If you want to play just that and absolutely not mess with Brian Thomas and Mike Evans, I do not blame you. Particularly with Mike Evans, because man, that is a journey. You just have to figure out which stat he's going to get. He's either going to score, get a lot of yards, or get a lot of catches. And some weeks he's going to do all three, but every week he's going to do one. And if you guess wrong, you're going to be mad. Last week, I thought he was going to score. He didn't score.
Last time the Titans and the Jaguars played, it was 10-6.
Yeah.
So they might only have one touchdown to give this whole game. Now he might get it, not impossible, but
absolutely. All you need to know about that Titans Jags game is that the two top running backs are both over 2-1 for a touchdown for Jacksonville. Like Tank Bigsby is over 2-1, and ETN is also 2+ for anytime touchdown. So Vegas don't believe in them at all. And I'm almost kind of inclined to go throw a couple dollars on each of them because those numbers are insane. But I'm gonna stay away from that because it's just an ugly game. Spencer Rattler.
Unlike what I said about not believing in Michael Penix, I do not believe in Spencer Rattler. So
nor should you.
Yeah,
Spencer Rattler has not shown you anything for believability.
The Saints defense, particularly in the pass, is poor. Ain't O'Connell ain't a world beater, but he don't really have to be. If he just throws it to Bowers, he should be okay.
Yeah. No, Brock Bowers is just like, I knew he was going to be good, but like I can imagine if he was playing for a good team right now.
Yeah,
like he's cooking on a terrible football team.
Certainly is.
Like that's kind of wild when you think about it. The optional Sunday nuke, 4:00, 8:00 nuke. Take a shot at it. Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Josh Jacobs. Which I don't know. If you don't tell that, I don't know what to tell. Like that seems Really, really good. I like 5-1 for those three in any.
Agreed.
I like that. Now, if the second part, if you don't know what to expect out of Washington and Atlanta in that game, I went running backs because running backs are safe. This is just an opportunity to if the rest of your day is bad, this is a 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock split. If shit just get crazy, come back to this video like, all right, I'm gonna take a shot. So it's out there early for y'all. Tight ends, Brock Bowers, Payne Durham, Tucker Kraft. Not a whole lot of explanation needed for this. Tucker Kraft, I believe, is like second on that team in receptions, if I'm not mistaken. Brock's number 1 on his team in receptions. Payne is filling in for K. Otten, who's averaging somewhere between 6 to 8 targets a game. I like the spots for everybody right there. And last but not least, Ty said, fuck that game. Under 24 and a half, nigga. Yeah. Damn. When I saw that shit, I said, did he mean to put this for one team? And then I looked at both of the teams' unders, and it was both under. It was like 19 and a half for each of them. I'm like, oh no, he meant this for everybody.
Yeah. No, this is not one team exclusive.
Bro, I was completely fucked up reading that shit. I had to do that shit 3 times. I'm like, hold up. Because I'm putting it in, and I keep doing the eyes. I'm like, shit, that's not. Oh, he really meant like for everybody. All right, fuck it, everybody. I just went with it, like, yeah, man. Everybody, my nigga. Here's the thing, y'all, and I say this not even jokingly. What did we get the other day? We got Mark Andrews. If you played that straight and listened, God
you mean last Sunday?
On Christmas. I'm thinking of the Christmas. Travis Kelce. I'm thinking of things we actually cashed that day, and I think it was just Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce. I think that those are the only 2 I remember cashing from that day. So what I'm saying all that to say is it can't possibly be worse. It can't. Even if we don't hit nothing, it won't be worse than that because that was only 2 games. Like we did nothing in 2 games. Like we got to spread out this time. We should be fine. Tell all that. I'll post all this on the socials. I ain't doing shit today. Last week I was out watching the game and moving around and doing shit and also preparing for a vacation. I'm in the day watching the game with my youngins, chilling. So I'll be able to post as things happen. Red Zone will be on, all that good stuff. So you'll hear from me a lot more this weekend in real time as opposed to sad ass updates later like you got last week. But either way, man, Taylor the Faded, we appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Hopefully we make a few dollars, and on a real good day, we make a lot of dollars. So know,
I mean, we ain't got but a couple of weeks. I mean, with the playoffs, we still got some time left, but like we got to take advantage of the ineptitude. While teams stink, we should profit off that. Like I would be mad as shit if this game wound up being 6-3 in Tennessee and Jacksonville, and we didn't tell you to go under. So
yeah, no, absolutely, I agree 100%. And it's not like the scores of the last few days haven't shown us they are capable of having terrible fucking games. Like we watched a 6-9 Thursday night game. What, bro? What the fuck? Like that shit was terrible. Also, last week, I want to say this real quick. Penalties are the devil. Penalties are the goddamn devil. Yeah. Jaylen Warren, penalty, taken off of the board. Rome Odunze, penalty, taken off the board. It was it was another one. I can't remember it right off top. But either way, 3 touchdowns that we had in our put on the show, posted on the page, everything. Touchdowns called back because of penalties. And all of those were like 2 I know Rome Odunze, I know off top that was plus 280. And I put 10 on that shit. That would have helped my day a whole lot, man. Yeah. So, bear with us, y'all. Sometimes the reads are there and fate isn't. And that's just kind of what it is, man.
And who counted on Jalen Hurts getting DDT'd and because that Eagles.
Because we cook. We clean up last week if it's not for that. We clean up because he scores. We clean the fuck up.
Exactly.
So yeah, man. Yeah. It is what it is. But like I said, I'll be with y'all throughout the day on the socials. Peace and major blessings. Taylor the Faded.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's Taylor the Faded, where we break down the bets. No need to debate it. From the spreads to the odds.